Comma.
Comma. Okay, that makes sense that it's comma, like a comma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kamala.
Is that how you've always done it? Kamala.
Yes.
So you've thought of a comma. Like,
Yes.
Lurch is getting engaged, comma, but we don't know how the wedding's going to go. Yeah? That's that kind of comma?
like that.
I am so, like, this should not be this hard. Oh, my goodness.
Let's see what else we have here.
Lord.
Brad from Georgia. What's up, Brad? Rudy made a name for himself prosecuting and locking up the mob, which led to mayor. Cohen got it backwards. Yeah, exactly.
Right. He's a lot to drink.
Dustin said, let's also touch up on the reason why Justin did not get a lunch bag today. Let's not.
I mean, let's do it. Can we just kind of like, can we get like a little bit of background? Like, okay, whose fault was it? Yours or hers?
Nah, I mean, I don't know.
He said nah.
Colin
Okay.
checks in. Okay, last one. I will trade anyone in Southeast Asia a flying squirrel for a slow loris. It's a cute, poisonous mini sloth.
Oh, hell no.
A slow loris?
A slow horse?
So Colin's trying to import a poisonous mini sloth, all the while we are sending flying squirrels overseas. Speaking of flying squirrels, I'll get to that story now if you'd like.
Sure, you're not the flying squirrel.
And this is a Florida man checking in, as always, from Bushnell. Bushnell.
Oh, Jesus,
It's
Bushnell.
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 This is, it's always inland. All Florida man stories happen inland, at least 30 to 45 minutes from the ocean.
Yes.
A group of flying squirrel smugglers.
What?
Can we say it again? I mean, a group of flying squirrel smugglers has been grounded after a 19-month-long investigation. According to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. They sound like they have a lot of power, by the way. The Florida Fish and Wildlife. You hear a lot about them.
Right, they're out here doing what they need to do to get things done.
You hear a lot about the FWC in this state, don't
Good
you?
Lord.
They announced the series of arrests yesterday, which disrupted what they called an elaborate, organized enterprise to smuggle Florida's wildlife, specifically the flying squirrel, to interstate and international buyers, specifically South Korea. That was the biggest purchaser, they say.
That makes sense.
So let me break this down for you a little bit. So they started this investigation back in January of last year. They received a tip about flying squirrels being trapped up in rural Marion County. I don't know. I mean, do we have these in Orlando? Do we have flying squirrels cruising around here or no?
I mean, not like in, you know, in rural parts. Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, we have bears in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Do we have flying squirrels as well?
I'm not part of that trade.
How far do they fly? Because that is a little bit scary, rolling out of your front door
They glide.
and then boom.
Yeah, they
It
glide.
technically glide.
Well, what is that? Why are you screaming? Well, because a flying squirrel just landed on my face.
Was that a bat?
I mean, it's scary. That's me walking out of my house.
Flying squirrel.
Actually, that sounds just like you.
just like you.
The flying squirrels are a protected species here in Florida. They were all trapped in Central Florida, then sold to a wildlife dealer in Bushnell. I have a feeling it's Bushnell, but they call it Bushnell.
Yeah.
Don't you
They
agree?
call it
Yeah.
Bushnell.
Okay.
I think so.
Who then resold them as captive bred pets.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you think they were sold for food? Let's be honest.
No.
Okay.
No. Like
They just wanted them at
people, like
peop-
in South Korea and like Tokyo, they'll like walk around with like a squirrel on there or a mouse.
So the whole scheme involved buyers flying into Bushnell from Korea. So these Korean people would fly. I mean, you think it was kind of weird when they rolled into Bushnell? They're like, this isn't the Florida I had imagined. We've heard.
They have flights, glides recorded up to 90 meters, so about 300 feet.
So they flew in from Korea to Bushnell, then drove to Chicago and would fly them back to Asia using a pet exporter who didn't really know what was going on, they say.
Of course.
They say that 3,600 flying squirrels have been caught. 3,600.
It's not a lot.
They also found turtles and alligators being smuggled out to Korea as well.
Smuggled. Like, why are they making it seem like these people are being
Well, I
trafficked
mean, they are
out here?
smuggling. I mean, that's kind of what it is.
Yes.
FWC say that they made at least $1 million off the poached wildlife. So they're facing some pretty significant charges, I
Said
guess.
we set up a sting and we caught them, and very few flying squirrels
Who would
be
have
poached.
thought about
You know
flying
what?
squirrels?
Let's say that you have a little party at your house and your neighbors come over and they're like, what does John do for a living? What do you think John says he does? He's a flying squirrel smuggler, but what do you think he says he does for a living? In the pet business?
Yeah,
I mean, what do you say you do for work when you are exporting flying squirrels from Bushnell?
Maybe-
Pest control.
Yeah.
Pest control.
He traps wild animals.
Yeah. I'm in the wildlife conservation business.
Yeah, he's in the FWC.
Because no one's going to say, oh, I know a guy. No, you don't. Nobody knows a guy. John is the guy, okay?
Florida Keys man checks in as well. Florida Keys man and Florida man are a little bit different. You know
Slightly
that.
different, yeah.
Generally, Florida man is doing some sort of drugs. Florida Keys man is just
Violent.
intoxicated.
Yeah.
Drunk. Yes.
So, generally, Florida Keys man is not on drugs. He's drunk. He's a day drinker. He's suffering from day drinking
has
syndrome.
nothing
Yeah.
else to do.
He's,
I mean, we can't blame
Committing
him.
some kind of act of violence.
Yeah,
is
but
what he's
then
doing.
normally it has a baseball. Cheese, flu shot, and we got night crawlers.
Please visit our bait tackle and gift shop on your way out.
It's the only hospital in the world you can buy night crawlers and flowers for
Right.
someone who's
What
hospitalized.
the hell? Do you guys have like teddy bears? Nah, but we got this bait lure right here. We got this.
They do specialize in hook removal, though. It's one of the foremost hospitals in hook removal in all the country.
Right. People get flying into them for that.
The victim told a detective that he stored a dead rat in the freezer to feed his pet snake, which upset his roommate.
But
The victim said he went to leave the room when Ariano began hitting him with a baseball bat, eventually knocking the victim down and stated, "I'm going to have to kill you,"
oh Jesus.
before the victim was
Wow.
able to flee to a neighbor's house.
I'm gonna have to.
Don't keep rats in the fridge, guys, when you have
mean,
roommates.
I don't know.
I don't
That
know.
is nasty, but
Okay, but it was for the snake.
the
I mean,
snake.
it's really...
I mean, I get it, but rats are full of disease. Maybe, I don't know, if it was like just a rat laying on top of food, I'd be like, hey, can you like wrap this in some foil or something?
Top of the pizza.
You know, yeah.
Anyone know who the Flaming Lips are?
Get that off my toasty.
I
nose.
really don't know this band. Dave the drummer, are you here? Who are the Flaming Lips? Because they just did a concert yesterday, all in bubbles, giant bubbles, and all of the audience were also in giant bubbles.
I thought that's
Wow.
how you come in the morning with flaming lips.
As a woman, I don't like that name. This ain't it.
Is that right? Interesting.
The
That doesn't
flaming
sound good to
lips.
me.
Let me see if I can hear a Flaming Lips song. Oh, this is actually their live bubble concert from yesterday. Literally, they're in huge bubbles. Look at this. Sounds a little muffled. Maybe because they're in a bubble. I mean, does anyone... seriously, I'm not trying to be rude. I don't know the Flaming Lips very well.
Same.
This is their song, Do You Realize? This sounds kind of familiar to me.
Kind of.
Really?
Keep playing.
Does it sound familiar to you at all?
No.
Oh. Nope, never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't sound all that familiar to me.
No.
They were formed in 1983 in
Wow.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
The band performed last night to a hometown crowd in Oklahoma City, making fun of them. This doesn't sound like a real song to me. This isn't real, is it? Colin, is this real?
I don't know. Vaseline is real. Yeah, because I put in tangerine and nothing's up.
321-339-1055. I hope you enjoyed our first and last foray into the Flaming Lips, who you'll never hear on this program again. That was their last appearance. What do you say?
She don't use
That's-
jelly.
that should be about it.
Vaseline
I mean, I should have
1995.
I should have listened to more of their music as well, buddy. I know, but I figured everyone knows Jenny. I wanted to see if they remember Daisy Fuentes.
Absolutely not.
You don't remember Daisy Fuentes
I'll
at
do
all.
my research though.
Daisy Fuentes. Is she still around or whatever happened to
She's
her?
We'll find
53.
out.
She's 53 now?
Yeah.
Ah,
Hey,
damn.
she still good? Oh, don't answer that. Sorry.
Yeah,
You don't have to answer
I
that.
mean, that's crazy.
We'll
53?
let Beanbag Boy answer.
We
He's
are-
already in the doghouse.
We are getting old. All right, good job. Again, Eunice just checked in, by the way. Eunice, congrats, my love. You deserve it. You do have a great guy, but he has a great girl
Yeah.
as Well, we're gonna love to celebrate you two here in the next. There's not a 90-day deal that we got. We're not up against the gun, are we?
No, that I know of, no.
We just want a fall wedding.
You know what's funny is she did say something about that.
Well, yeah.
She was like, you should tell him it's like a 90-day fiance thing.
Love it.
All right, Briana, great job today. How do I find out more about you?
Briana Daniel Official, all social media.
Lurch.
Lurch FMR on Twitter, Nando the Fern on Instagram, or at Blue Ridge Parkway, North Carolina.
Thank you for joining us today, but please do stick around. Bill O'Reilly coming up next, followed by the legend, Ed Till, from noon until 3. Shando, DJ, yanking it with Yo Frey. From 3 until 7. Real Talk with G-Love, 7 to 8. The party starts again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with our boy, Bubba the Love Sponge. Briana, I don't know much, but I do know one little teeny tiny thing.
What's that?
I'll see you right back here again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. on the Florida Man Radio Network.
You didn't say what she said. She said, we know Justin was flogging the log to Daisy Fuentes.
Hey, bye-bye, everybody.